Welcome, dreamer. You're listening to Evernight Stories, a quiet place for gentle tales and peaceful dreams. Make yourself comfortable. It's time to rest. Before we begin, if these calm moments mean something to you, consider subscribing so the next story finds you easily. Tonight, we return to the Morning Hearth, the little bakery warmed by lamplight, while the world outside drifts deeper into rain. It's an afternoon wrapped in quiet gray, the kind of rain that doesn't rush, doesn't insist, just lingers softly against the windows as time slows into something gentle. Inside, the bakery glows in a hush of amber and violet light. The lamps cast warm circles across the wooden tables where flour dust from the morning still rests, like the faintest memory of sunlight. The air is cool near the window, but warm by the stove where a kettle waits with quiet patience. The glass is already fogged at the edges, painted with drifting trails of condensation that blur the world beyond into blues and soft grays. Rain taps in steady patterns, each drop adding its small voice to the calm afternoon cadence. Somewhere near the corner, Bram lifts his head, sleepy, listening, before settling again with a sigh that blends perfectly into the soundscape. This is a day for stillness, for warm tea and the soft company of rain. A day that asks nothing of you but to breathe and let the quiet unfold at its own unhurried pace. The wind pushes lightly against the bakery door, a cool breath slipping in as Clara closes it behind her. The rain outside has thickened into a steady curtain, each drop striking the awning with a soft, rounded tap, a rhythm that seems to calm the entire street. She pauses for a moment with her hand on the doorframe, feeling the way the world quiets when rain becomes the only sound. Inside, the bakery carries a muted glow, the kind that feels like late afternoon, even though the lamps have been dimmed since morning. Clara moves slowly across the room, her footsteps soft on the wooden floor, as she begins lighting the sconces along the wall. Their amber violet light blooms gently, spreading warmth through the cool, rain-washed air. Each lamp she touches brightens the room just enough to soften the edges of the tables, the jars lined neatly on the shelves, and the faint swirl of fog gathering on the window panes. In this light, everything looks calmer, as though the bakery has folded itself into a quieter, more intimate version of the day. Behind her, Bram lifts his head at the sound of the matches striking. His ears twitch at the muffled hum of rain, and he watches her with lazy curiosity as she lights the final lamp near the counter. The glow settles around them both, a warm pocket of stillness, held gently in the hands of the rainy afternoon. Clara drifts toward the stove, drawn by the soft promise of heat in the cool, rain-damp air. The kettle sits waiting on its trivet, still, silver, and faintly blurred by the dim afternoon light filtering through the fogged windows. She lifts it gently, filling it with fresh water from the pitcher, the sound a delicate splash that seems to echo in the quiet room. When she sets the kettle onto the burner, the flame flickers to life with a muted glow, casting a tiny reflection across the polished metal. Slowly, the first hints of warmth begin to rise, curling upward in a soft ribbon of steam. It feels like the room exhales with it, a quiet, steadying breath. Clara reaches for the small wooden box where she keeps loose-leaf teas arranged in tiny jars. Today feels like an Earl Grey afternoon, but she pauses, then adds a pinch of lavender, the blossoms releasing a gentle fragrance even before they touch the cup. She loves how lavender behaves on rainy days, soft, rounded, calming, in a way nothing else quite is. Rain deepens outside, its patter more insistent now, yet never harsh, just a fuller, slow-beating rhythm against the glass and roof tiles. The bakery seems to lean into the sound, settling around her as she prepares her cup. When the kettle begins its first quiet murmur, Clara closes her eyes for a moment, letting that simple, familiar sound remind her that she is safe, present, and unhurried. The first soft whistle from the kettle makes Bram lift his head again, ears tilting toward the sound as if it calls him gently back into the moment. He stretches slowly, joints moving with the quiet care of an old dog who knows every inch of this floor. His paws slide forward, his back arches, and then he pads across the room in a rhythm that blends perfectly with the rain outside. Clara smiles when she feels him brush past her leg, a warm presence at her side. She crouches down, letting her fingers slip through the familiar thickness of his fur. He leans into her touch, exhaling a low sigh that vibrates softly beneath her palm. It's a sound she's come to think of as the bakery's second heartbeat, steady, loyal, grounding. Bram moves toward the window, the one where the light falls in hazy patches through fog and raindrops. Clara follows him, laying a folded blanket on the wooden floor so he can rest where the warmth from the stove and the cool glow of the window meet in gentle balance. He circles once, twice, then settles with his head resting near her chair. Rain slides down the glass in slow, wandering paths, and Bram's breathing falls into an easy rhythm that seems to echo the afternoon's calm. Clara rests a hand on his back, feeling the rise and fall of his breath, and for a moment there is nothing in the world but warmth, rain, and quiet companionship. Clara rises slowly, giving Bram one last gentle pat before turning toward the counter. The rain's steady rhythm has deepened into something fuller now, a soft drumming against the awning that wraps the bakery in a cocoon of sound. It's the kind of afternoon that makes even small routines feel like an invitation to breathe. She lifts a plate of fruit scones left from the morning, their edges slightly firm, their centers still tender beneath the crumb. With practiced ease, she arranges them on a small baking tray and slides it into the warm oven, just long enough to bring them back to life. The gentle click of the oven door is swallowed immediately by the hush of rain. As the heat begins to spread, the smell of butter and vanilla drifts into the air, soft, sweet, familiar. Clara wipes the counter with a linen cloth, watching tiny crumbs fall like pale flecks against the warm wood grain. She always finds something soothing in the small, repetitive motions, folding, brushing, arranging. They fill the space around her without ever asking for more than a steady hand. Behind her, the kettle murmurs again, as if reminding her of the tea waiting to be poured. Bram shifts on his blanket, nose twitching at the scent of warming scones, but he stays nestled where he is, a quiet guardian of the afternoon calm. Clara smiles to herself as the bakery begins to glow with gentle heat, a perfect counterpoint to the long, rainy world just beyond the glass. The scent of warming scones drifts slowly through the room, curling around Clara like a familiar arm. Something about butter melting into fruit, something about the quiet of rain behind it, loosens a memory she hasn't visited in years. She leans against the counter, letting the soft heat from the oven brush her face. Her eyes fall half closed, and the bakery fades into the background as another afternoon takes its place. She is younger again, sitting beneath a window just like this one, knees tucked to her chest, a book open across her lap. Rain moved down the glass in trembling rivers, and she followed each drop with her fingertip, pretending they were tiny travelers finding their way home. Her mother brewed tea in the next room, the smell of Earl Grey drifting through the halls just like it does now. Sometimes her mother would hum a soft, wandering melody that seemed to float easily above the rain. Clara never learned the tune, but she remembers how safe it made the world feel. Bram gives a quiet grunt, as if sensing her drifting thoughts. Clara opens her eyes and reaches down to lay a hand on his back. The present returns gently, like stepping back into warm light after passing through a doorway of memory. The scones crackle softly in the oven. Outside, the rain continues its careful song, the same rhythm, she realizes, that has comforted her since she was small. Clara carries her cup toward the front window, drawn by the soft gray glow filtering through the rain. The glass is fogged at the edges, a pale blur of lavender and blue, where condensation softens the view outside. She wipes a slow arc across the pane with her sleeve, revealing the world beyond in muted rain-washed colors. Raindrops wander down the glass in gentle lines, merging, splitting, tracing quiet paths before slipping out of sight along the sill. Each drop seems to move with its own quiet intention, never rushing, never lost, just following the weight of the moment. Clara rests her palm lightly against the cool surface. The contrast between the window's chill and the warmth of the tea in her other hand grounds her in a way she can feel all the way to her breath. She inhales slowly, letting the scent of Earl Grey and lavender mingle with the soft rhythm of rain. Across the street, mist curls around the base of a lamppost, its light turned hazy and violet in the damp air. The shapes of rooftops blur into one another, as though the whole town has exhaled and gone still. Behind her, Bram shifts on his blanket, but the sound is so soft it almost dissolves into the rain's steady patter. Clara lets her shoulders fall, feeling the afternoon settle into her bones like a long, calming breath made visible. Clara returns to the counter, with her teacup warming her hands, the quiet rhythm of the rain guiding her steps. The scones have finished heating, their edges turning slightly crisp, their centers soft and fragrant beneath the crumble. She sets them on a small wooden board, and the scent of butter and fruit drifts upward like a soft ribbon of sweetness. Feeling the comfort of the moment, she decides to brew a second pot of tea, this time a little stronger, with a small spoon of honey stirred in to soften the lavender's floral edge. The honey dissolves slowly, creating tiny golden swirls that glow briefly in the cup before fading into the warm amber. Clara arranges a simple tray, 2 warm scones, a small dish of softened butter, and her newly sweetened tea. The simplicity of it pleases her, a quiet treat meant for afternoons like this, when the world outside feels paused, and the bakery becomes a sanctuary of small comforts. Bram lifts his head, nose twitching as the scent reaches him. His tail thumps once against the floor, a slow, hopeful gesture. Clara smiles and breaks off a tiny bit of plain scone, placing it gently on a napkin for him. He accepts it with sleepy gratitude, then settles back into his blanket. The oven hums softly behind her. Rain traces long, wandering lines down the window. And for a moment, everything feels perfectly, beautifully enough. Clara settles into the chair by the window, carefully placing the small tray beside her. The rain has eased into a softer rhythm now, a quiet, steady whisper that folds itself into every corner of the bakery. The muted light from outside turns the table a soft shade of lavender gray, as though the afternoon itself is slowing down to breathe with her. She takes a sip of the tea, letting the warmth spread through her chest in a way that feels both grounding and tender. The sweetness of honey lingers on her tongue, balanced by the floral note of lavender that seems to bloom bigger when the world outside is wrapped in rain. Bram lies curled at her feet, his breathing deep and even. Every so often his ear twitches at a distant sound, a passing cart, a shifting branch, a lone drop hitting the awning a little louder than the rest. But each time he sinks back into the soft weight of sleep, as if he knows this moment is meant for rest. Clara's gaze drifts across the fogged glass, watching the shapes of the street dissolve into watercolor. She isn't thinking of anything in particular, just feeling the fullness of a quiet hour that asks nothing of her but to be present. It is a rare kind of peace, the kind found only in long rain and the gentle company of a warm cup and a loyal friend. The light in the bakery grows dimmer as the afternoon rain thickens once more, blurring the edges of the world outside into soft strokes of indigo and gray. Clara finishes her tea, placing the cup quietly onto the wooden tray so it doesn't disturb the hush that's settled over the room. She rises slowly, feeling the warmth in her limbs from sitting so long in a pocket of calm. The counter holds a few crumbs from the scones, a smear of softened butter on the edge of the dish. She wipes each surface with a linen cloth, the gentle circles of her hand matching the measured rhythm of the rain. The oven gives a final ticking sound as it cools. Clara sets the tray aside to dry, folds the damp cloth over the apron hook, and checks the window latches to make sure the draft stays out as the evening approaches. Behind her, Bram shifts and curls deeper into his blanket, nose tucked beneath his tail as the scent of warm scones fades gradually from the air. The lamps glow lower now, their amber light softening into a deep violet hush that rests against the shelves and jars. With each quiet task, the bakery seems to exhale a gentle settling, like a home returning to its own peaceful heartbeat. Outside, the rain slows to a steady whisper, inviting the day toward rest. The bakery has grown almost completely still now, its warmth settling into the wood and cloth like a quiet memory of the day. Clara stands near the window, watching the rain continue its slow descent. Not hurried, not fading, just moving with the gentle certainty of an evening finding its rhythm. The street beyond is blurred into watercolor shades of lavender, blue, and muted gold. Every passing minute draws the world a little softer, a little dimmer, as though the town is slowly tucking itself beneath a comforting blanket of rain. Bram gives one small sigh from his corner, a sleepy sound that blends effortlessly with the soft tap of water against the glass. He shifts only enough to rest his head on the edge of his folded blanket, his breathing steady, unhurried, full of trust in the quiet around him. Clara dims the last lamp, leaving only a faint violet glow, hovering over the counter. The soft light drifts across the bakery, like the final note of a lullaby, warm and tender and fleeting. She closes her eyes for a moment, letting the sound of the rain become the only thing she notices. A calm, steady whisper, inviting the evening to rest. If sleep has found you, let it keep you.